No, of course not. Not as much as you. No, I won't do that. You can't make me kill her.
Hey everybody. Now, let me put this straight for you. I am not what you call a Psycho fan. My first horror movie was Halloween. I think it's been a great series except for the last entry in particular, due to a really lame death of Jamie Lee Curtis's character. I can also call it a supposed death because, quite frankly, she landed in tree branches and only got a minor stab wound. She should have survived that. She's at least half as tough as Michael. She should have survived that. But I digress. I never really paid much attention to Psycho. Yes, it's a Hitchcock movie. I also like the North by Northwest and things like that. But, to be honest, something just never quite grabbed me. But, when I was gifted a nice little pack of Psycho sequels, I kind of figured it would be eventually a necessary thing to review it. So, finally got around to it now. And let me tell you, for a series of movies I thought were just raping the original Hitchcock film, oh no. Oh dear lord, this movie is freaking awesome. Psycho 2 is beyond anything I had actually expected out of this film. Now let's start from the beginning, shall we? We open the movie with the Jet Li character getting killed and partially being played by somebody else, apparently, by the look of the different styles in black and white footage. After the opening credits are done, we get to see Norman has been treated for the last couple of years and is getting out finally. But one Mrs. Loomis is not exactly happy about this, as apparently her relatives were killed by Norman in the original movie.
This matter is being represented by the district attorney.
Your Honor, my name is Mrs. Lila Loomis. I have a petition here signed by 743 people against Norman Bates' release, including the relatives
When
of the
Norman
7
finally gets
people he
back home,
murdered.
which he openly refuses to go anywhere else, we see that not all of the fruits are in his basket, shall we say.
Mother?
Norman!
Norman! What did you put in my tea? Gonna get you for this, Norman! Gonna show you what happens to bad little boys who poison their mothers! I'm going to kill you!
After this, we also get to see that Norman has a job at a restaurant. He Here he befriends Mary, who decides to go off with Norman because her boyfriend just dumped her and apparently can't get a hold of anyone else at the moment. She spends the night in Bates' place after Norman also checks in on the hotel, originally planning to let Mary stay down there. However, the sleazy Mr. Toomey is running things as a what Norman would call...
Yeah, you know, he was turning this place into what I think they call an adult motel. Yeah, I see. What about the occupied?
So yeah, he found drugs. There's people making all kinds of, shall we say, interesting noises.
The parents, it's the kids. Here to party. They stay a few hours and then they leave. What more are you gonna ask from a motel so far from the beaten
So
track,
Norman
huh?
fires Mr. Toomey right there on the spot and tells him to get his stuff
Hey,
packed and be
you
gone
can't
by
fire me.
tomorrow night.
I was hired by the hospital.
The state has no claim on me or my property.
Next day, Mr. Toomey decides to aggravate things even more and shows up while Norman's working at the restaurant. To which, as Norman's going through things as normally as possible while still slicing away at a bit of fruit with a knife, he gets a note from his mother for a second time now, saying never to bring that quote-unquote slut back into the house again.
Yeah.
Better than you'll ever be.
This, of course, sets off Norman, and he almost decides to grab a cake knife to go after Toomey with.
Cut it out, Toomey!
Norman.
You talking to me?
Norman thinks otherwise and proves that he's at least somewhat stabler than he used to be.
Come on, pick it up. What's the matter? You lose your nerve, huh? Or do you only attack women, huh? Go on, pick it up. Show us what you really like. Come on, loony. Ah, look! Not only is he crazy, he's chicken shit, too!
What's the trouble, Warren?
The trouble is that psycho you hired.
Later on, we get Mary back again because apparently her friend was constantly making out with her boyfriend. While Mary's back at Norman's place for a while, we see a series of all kinds of odd events. And we're also revealed a little bit later on that apparently Mary is actually the daughter of Miss Loomis. And that her father and her aunt were both killed by Norman.
Then he went into a room and saw the stuff.
What a
When
twist!
we went looking for her, I locked the attic door behind him. He was trapped in there for hours while I took everything down the back stairs. So you see, he couldn't have done it.
What difference does it make? We want him recommitted. This would have done it.
Mother, he's innocent.
Innocent? He killed your aunt, didn't he? Not to mention the 6 other people.
Mother, that was 22 years ago.
Mary, people don't change. He must have gotten out somehow.
Mother, I was wrong. I don't think he drilled that hole in the bathroom wall.
Of course he did.
Mother, listen to me. I think there's someone else in the house.
Don't be stupid. It's just Bates up to his old tricks again.
It can't be Norman. He isn't like that anymore. Maybe if you knew him now. It's just
As we find out that Mary is working with Miss Loomis because they are relatives of each other and
it hardly
earlier
seems
killed
fair for us to
victims
be
in the
doing what
first
we're doing
movie.
to him.
Mary
He's
also
crazy
mentions the
as
fact
he
that
is.
she's actually going to side with Norman because there's
We'll
something
talk
going
later,
on that
Norman.
she can't put her finger on and she doesn't
Norman
trust.
needs you.
There
A
is no way Norman could have done
psychopath
some of the
needs
things that are starting to get
Look,
pointed
go
in
back
his
to your
direction
hotel and
as
talk
people
later.
start disappearing and or
He'll
dying.
kill you. You know that, don't
Also,
you?
it is
He'll
figured
murder
out
you
by
just like he
both
did all the others.
the mental doctor that Norman had as well as the police that apparently Miss Loomis and Mary are actually in cahoots together and possibly trying to drive Norman crazy again. I will not ruin everything that goes on because there is so much more going on in this that you will never get it until the very end. Matter of fact, it is so well put together that it has a twist within its twist. But seriously, folks, this movie is beyond anything I expected, especially for a non-Alfred Hitchcock sequel. This has everything. They borrow ideas, shots, and everything that was in the original. They bring you twist after twist after twist so that you're guessing what all really happened up into the last couple of minutes. And I might also add that while not technically leaving it open for a sequel, they do leave it book-ended enough that you feel like you have watched a finished piece and that there doesn't need to be another sequel. Although we still leave the fact that Norman is still out in the world and has quite possibly lost his marbles yet again. So all in all, this is a very well done, very excellently put together movie, stylistically impressive. The set from that was built on the Universal lot is still up and is still being used, and was actually used for all 4 of these movies. They have never taken it down. They've let it age, but then repainted it and refinished it and stuff like that. They have never let this thing go to shame. It is still a very gorgeous looking, eerie, gothic place that would be suitable for any kind of decent horrific movie. But in the long and the short of it, this is a very good movie, more than I ever actually expected out of it. And because of this, I have a special treat for you guys. Trilogy set. That's right, folks. We're gonna do one right after the other. We're gonna see how good these are in almost episodic value. Number 2 has thrilled me so much that I'm actually still looking for a cheap version of number 1. There's apparently a really good special edition that came out in 2008, which should be worth my attention, and has a lot of really nice extras and everything else. Besides also having a very clear and well-made digital transfer of the original movie. But until then, my next plan, Psycho 3! Be prepared.
Destiny ride on the wings of a dream. We have arrived like the voice on the wind. We are alive. There's blood flowing in our veins.
What's her problem?
I don't know. But if Norman Bates is crazy, there are a whole lot of people around here running him a close second.